Not yet, not yet. Hi, y'all. My name is Ethan Lin, and I'm the current GW student, or I guess former GW student body vice president. You'll hear a little bit more from me later in the program, but for right now, I wanted to introduce y'all to Liz Stoddard. I first met Liz Stoddard in the fall of 2023 as she was prepping for her College Democrats debate. There, I was immediately struck by her energy and sharpness. When I ran into her in Kogan while collecting signatures, I was so happy, beyond happy, to learn that she was going to be running for CCAS Senate. When she got to the Senate, I could already tell Liz had big ideas. She dominated the chairperson pro tempore race and quite literally began doing the work of pro temp the second it was announced. Thank you again for finding me a graduate student life chair. Very appreciate it. Throughout her work as pro tempore, I watched Liz masterfully navigate the Senate. I don't know if y'all noticed, but we ran a very tight ship, and that was thanks to Liz. We were drama-free and ran by all accounts probably the fastest overall meetings in history, again, thanks to Liz. Always had me without a adjourn motion. Okay, whenever I needed a sponsor for legislation, I knew Liz was who I could turn to. When I needed to bounce an idea off of someone, I knew Liz was who I could turn to. If I ever just needed to rant or for someone to be in my office as I just screamed at the wall, Liz was who I turned to. Liz, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited to see what you achieve in this new role. I know you're going to be a VP that leads with compassion and grace, and I know you're not going to put up with anyone's BS. I am especially excited to have you as a partner going into administration meetings over this next year, and I can't wait to see what we accomplish together. Congratulations, and let me not take up any more of the time before her swearing in. Thank you. That's the, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I state your name.
I, Riley Elizabeth Stoddard,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of Vice President
that I will faithfully execute the office of Vice President
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
support the Charter and Constitution
support the Charter and Constitution
of the George Washington University Student Government Association
of the George Washington University Student Government Association
and promote the general welfare
and promote the general welfare
of the university student community.
of the university student community. Hello. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to express my deep and overwhelming gratitude for this opportunity to serve as Vice President of the Student Government Association. It is surreal to stand here today when the first time I ever interacted with anyone from the SGA was sitting in a conference room at 9 a.m. being asked if I liked dining. I never imagined my journey would end up here, and stepping from a small opportunity to this was never my wildest dreams. But I would be remiss if I don't take this moment to thank some of the people who got me here, those who stood by my side and supported me and believed in the vision, and they shared it. I first want to thank my sister, who has been through so many trials and tribulations this year, but is still always gonna call me, and still always gonna ask me anything about politics because she's an engineer and she doesn't know what she's talking about. But I also want to thank Madison Yo, who couldn't be here today. She's also my rock. Helped me come up with the Bob for the Job slogan. So please thank her for that constant annoyance. But I also want to thank all the people who believed in me when I didn't, who thought I had something to offer when I didn't, and I wouldn't be here without you. But today isn't just about celebration, it's also about reflection. What I want to talk to all of you about is this institution and what it can be. At its best, we're not just a governing body, but we're a tool for advocacy. We're not just a group of poli-sci students arguing about nonsensical resolutions, but we are a force. We are here to bridge the gap, to be a voice, and to stand up for students when they feel like they aren't being stood up for. I remember telling a friend I wanted to join the SGA, and he looked at me and he said, "The SGA makes nice people nasty people." And I, as you all know, am incredibly stubborn and did not listen to that advice. And I was maybe a little too idealistic, but when I walked into the room and met with warm smiles and constant support, I knew I was in the right place. Because I believe in the potential of this organization, I believe it can be better, and I and Ethan Lynn are here to make sure it is. It's not just about meetings or bureaucracy, it's about making sure students get a seat at the table when decisions are being made that affect their lives, whether it's about dining or housing or Title IX or childcare options or any other issue that touches students' everyday lives. Students at GW are not just statistics or smiling faces on brochures. They are individuals with real concerns, real needs, and real hopes. And it's about time that we let them know that they are seen, heard, and respected, and that we will stand up for them not just as advocates, but as friends. I've already taken on that fight somewhat, and I'm ready to take on another. No matter how many times I fell on my face, and in these heels it happens quite often, if I get 1 inch closer to making a student feel seen or heard or loved, I would have succeeded. The SGA is not just some office tucked away in the University Student Center that lights are always on because no one turns them off. It's a space filled with people who care deeply about pushing this university forward. And we may not always get it right. And the change might come slowly, but we do not stop. Whether you're in the school of CCAS or Cs or a graduate student, know this, that there is someone always fighting for you in your corner. Sometimes we talk about change in the smallest fonts, and yes, gradual change has its place, but we also must not be afraid to dream bigger. We must envision an institution that's not just defined by exclusion, but by advocacy, one that doesn't ask whether supporting students is politically expedient, but does it because it's the right thing to do. That is the change I'm committed to. That is the future I'm fighting for, and I am so proud to take this step with all of you. Thank you, and let's get to work. I'm now here to welcome the outgoing president, Ethan Fitzgerald.